Okay.
Alright. Ready?
Yep. Said 10.
To the yard. Long way. Right?
Oh, yeah, it's the office. I mean,
Correct. Yes. To the yard. To the yard, 10. And then back to the office, like 11:30.
1:30.
Yeah. Slow.
Yeah!
Yeah! Bonus.
Yep.
Bonus day. Gotta love it.
The shake.
You're gonna shake so freaking bad.
That's a pass that Brock Purdy got away. So that's the things that Brock Purdy got away last with that Jared Goff doesn't do.
Right.
I agree with the extension of plays. I know there's a little traction this morning because even TJ was wondering. He didn't have the vantage point of seeing replays. He was stuck on a red eye, and stuff. But he brought up earlier with us, was the opportunity there for Goff to run on 4th and 2? I watched the play while Edward was rambling on there.
No.
It's as debatable as converting it on the pass or kicking the field goal. It is. If you watch the replay, I think you could make the case that, yeah, maybe a quarterback could have extended, but there was also 49ers that could have potentially made a tackle and prevented you to getting the 2 yards. So, it's all hindsight. It's all said and done. We all know what he is. And, Stoney, you said that this is fact with Jared Goff. He is not an elite quarterback.
Right.
And what Brad Holmes said about him, you better be careful about trying to replace a guy like this.
Right.
And that's just what it is.
Right. Nobody said...
It's the two things are going to determine this team's fate. I'm at this point, it's so clear to me. It's Jared Goff and Dan Campbell making the right decisions in the right moments. The team's talented. They're good. That's what it's going to come down to winning the Super Bowl or not.
248-539-9797.
Hey, your New Year's resolution is to lose weight, and you can get there faster than you think with Ideal U. Go to idealu.us now, and you could lose 20 pounds in just 30 days. Whether your resolution is to lose 10 or 100 or anywhere in between, Ideal U works, and it works fast. And I'm a great example. I lost 10 pounds in the first 10 days, and I lost 60 pounds overall, and I've been able to keep it off. I feel great. And here's how I did it. I've been able to eat real whole food. It's not shakes and bars, so I've been able to stick with it. That's why I'm 2 years into it, and I'm still down 60 pounds. Plus, you're going to get a weight loss coach that works with you every step of the way. Your coach will help you lose the weight, and they're going to help you keep it off. Go to idealu.us now and sign up for a free body composition analysis. That's $150 value free, and here's what you're going to find out. You're going to find out how much your visceral fat percentage is, water weight, bone mass, muscle mass, all of that. But best of all, you're going to find out how easy it is to lose weight fast. Picture yourself 20 or 30 pounds lighter in just 30 days. Now's the time to make it happen. Go to idealu.us now. That's idealu.us.
Thaw, the Heat and Warmth Fund provides utility assistance to Michigan residents. If you can help a family in need, your support will keep them healthy, safe, and warm this winter. Every dollar helps. Donate today at thawfund.org. That's thawfund.org.
If you always thought your heating costs were too high, it turns out they are. Detroit is in the top 10 most expensive places to heat your home in the entire country. The study just came out. That's a problem because heating your home is the most expensive part of your energy bill, by far. So what can you do? The Department of Energy says better insulation is the best way to lower your energy costs. And there is no better name in insulation than USA Insulation. Let's face it, your builder's grade insulation isn't enough to fight back against a Detroit winter or these outrageous utility bills. You need USA Premium Foam in your walls. They've upgraded the insulation in over 125,000 homes. Yours should be next, because those heating costs are only going to keep rising as the years go on. When USA foams your walls, it's like putting a coat around your entire home. And you can get insulated now with low monthly payments that are interest-free for 18 months. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes and high energy bills. 1-800-USA-FOAM. Stop freezing and start saving. 1-800-USA-FOAM.
USA Insulation.
Before you make a final decision on leasing any other new vehicle, come see what we can do for you during our Start of Something New sales event at Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Our friends Bill Golling here invite you to come and see our more than 1,200 vehicles to choose from. For example, qualified Chrysler employees with loyalty can lease a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for just $389 a month. Leases for 27 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down, plus tax title plates and dock extra. That's Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, or Golling.com.
Hey everybody, it's Boomer Esiason here, and eBay Motors has everything you need to keep your ride or die alive. From superchargers, brakes, exhaust kits, and more. With over 122 million parts, eBay Motors levels your baby up to its peak performance. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to bring home the win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows pros want savings now. That's why, as an MVP's Pro Rewards member, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. And there's more. We've lowered our prices on select top products like electrical wire and drywall, so you can get the job necessities for less. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. In-store only. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Papura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The station where your opinion matters.
97.1 The Ticket. 30 takes to snap, back and looking, loading, throwing deep downfield. It is up in the air and caught by Ayuk.
Oh, my God.
Hit the hands of Kindle Vildor. Ayuk made the grab.
That was a fluky play, but, you know, when you win, those fluky plays go your way. 248-539-9797. We have some ticket text, and
got the
here we
trees
go.
cut down.
A lot of them based on the previous caller about Jared Goff. These callers are out of their mind. Goff did not lose that game. Goff is an immobile pylon quarterback, which limits his effectiveness. You guys are giving Goff a free pass. He does not move out of in the pocket or outside the pocket that well. We've always said that. But a free pass, we're just saying he did not cost them the game. And if you think that somebody like Justin Fields is going to be better than Jared Goff, I don't know. Yes, he's a better runner than Jared Goff. Okay, sure, water is wet.
That's not a good argument. I don't think water's wet, but that's an argument for a different day.
It's not? What is it?
Water makes things wet.
Okay, so what is the ocean is
if
which
you
is
stick
water
your hand in the water, then your hand gets wet.
Okay. Whatever.
It's an argument for another
day. Mike in Clarkson says, I'd rather have Goff than that clown in Baltimore. Sure, Jackson can run, but how many dumb picks did he throw? No, I'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Jared Goff. You?
I'm going to need a day to think about that.
Really?
One. Yeah.
Oh, come on, John.
He had a great season.
He's had... Okay, I know.
He is the MVP, clearly the best quarterback this year.
And it's the second one. He's the Joel Embiid of the NFL. I get it. He hasn't done great in the playoffs. I get it. But put Lamar Jackson on this team?
Yeah.
You have to think about that?
Yeah, I do. There's a measure of this year. Would I rather had him? Sure.
I'd rather have him every year.
I like the leadership of Jared Goff. I haven't watched enough of Baltimore to see the different things that Lamar does other than, running and throwing. Those are exceptional. We also had another quarterback in this town that was exceptional at some things. And he never won.
I would say this, him in a committed run game would be something that...
I agree.
And they got away from their runs. It's criminal their running backs had 6 carries yesterday.
Yeah,
That's what they did, and they went away from it. So it's just, you never know. You don't know if he's a fit. Jared Goff is what he is. It's so clear to me.
Yeah, he is what he is, which is fine, and you can win with him. And he's not the reason they are not going to the Super Bowl yesterday. But I'm sorry, I'd rather have Lamar Jackson, John.
It's very challenging to find somebody better than him.
That's the argument, and that's the thing that I'm going to go back to all the time this offseason, especially when he does get his new deal. Now, when that happens, we'll analyze, okay, how much of the salary cap is he taking? What does that mean moving forward of keeping? Because if there's anything I know about Jared Goff is he has to realize the pressure that comes with being a top 3 paid quarterback.
Right.
He was that, and it didn't go well. He's also got to realize what it means for him and his success on the field of getting to an NFC championship, future Super Bowls, if that's in the cards, what it means to have an offensive line, to have guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and others to throw the ball to, a Sam Laporta, to have a defense that gives you the ball back in very advantageous position.
Aaron in Garden City says, didn't Goff throw for over 5,100 yards leading the league? Didn't he throw 30 or more touchdowns? Didn't he win 14 games? What exactly did Purdy do to definitively put himself above Goff this year? This caller sucks.
And I'm not going to sit here and say Purdy, like the argument about Brock Purdy, and some people are saying, well, he just was gifted this great situation. Yes, he was, but you don't go to back-to-back NFC championship games and not be a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Yes.
I would just rather have Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy.
Look at a play last night. Me and Stoney talked about this one of the breaks. So I think a forgotten play early in the third quarter when they were driving to get their field goal. He scrambles to the left, buys time, probably something that Goff couldn't do, throws across his body backwards like a blooper ball, and it just so happens Jennings catches it for them.
Correct. That could have been a pick.
That's a play that you don't want your quarterback making that went their way last night.
No. And to sit here and say, well, maybe Jared Goff can get better running and throwing. No, he's not. I don't like him on the rollout. The second down call where he was rolling to the right, you cut off half the field. He doesn't have the ability to throw back across the middle. And typically you don't want your quarterback to do that anyway, but he doesn't have that ability. When you roll him out, you literally cut the field in half. I like him in the pocket, and I like him behind I think, the best offensive line in the NFL. And in the first half, they certainly played like that.
He has flaws, and we can just sit here. I think we all agree he is a top 10 quarterback in this league.
Yeah.
Jared Goff?
Oh, yeah, clearly.
And you can nitpick on how you want to position probably 6 through 10, roughly. But the bottom line is, you know what the league means? That means the world.
Right.
The grass is probably greener with him than without, unless you get the luck and fortune that you get somebody better. That's really, really, really hard to do.
Yeah. 248-539-9797. Go to Detroit and say good morning to Don. What's going on, Don?
Hey, Stoney, how you guys doing, man?
Good.
Good.
Oh, good. Stoney, I used to watch you on Channel 7, man. Congratulations on your retirement that's coming up.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Listen, guys, this is what I want to say. This was an epic loss for the team. I thought Isaiah Thomas throwing that ball to Bill Laimbeer was the worst thing that ever happened in Detroit sport. But this is it, man. These guys was up 17 points. They was dominating this thing. They were absolutely dominating. I called Doug and Gary Friday and told them the Lions are going to be able to run on San Francisco. They did it. They did everything right. But you know what happened, guys, in the second half? Players are paid to make plays. That's what happened. The players stopped making plays. I can't believe how they just fell off like they did. I am so disappointed. 61 years old, man. How much longer do I have to wait? I done seen everybody else win a championship, all our major teams, and now these guys fall on their face like this. Now, Dan Campbell, I'm not hating on Dan Campbell. He is who he is. But you know what? I think he needs to tweak it a little bit. What do you guys think?
Well, I think he's going to look at it and try and make improvements, And you may only have to wait 12 months. You may have to wait 2 years. You may have to wait 30 years. I'm not sure if you can make 91. I hope you do.
Right.
But we don't know. We don't know, but that's the beauty of sport.
Yeah, look, he's got to tweak certain things. We didn't like the decisions he made, but I refuse to believe that's the number one reason they lost the game. I hated the second one more because they needed those 3 points to tie the game. The first one, Badgley would have made the field goal. They would have attempted it. They would have put him up 3 scores. That would make a lot of sense too. But the bottom line is he didn't make that call, and he trusted his players, and one of his players dropped the football. It's that simple. 248-539-9797.
That would be me. Last year at the Super Bowl, I don't know if anybody watched this, Rob Gronkowski went wide left. He's obviously not the Bills kicker because he goes wide right on FanDuel's Kick of Destiny. Now he's back for the Kick of Destiny 2, and this time you can play along. All you have to do is choose if Gronk will make or miss. 50-50 proposition right there. Get your free pick in right now, because if you're right, you'll win a share of $10 million in bonus bets. Everyone can get in on the action when Gronk takes his shot at redemption before Super Bowl 58. Whether your team make or miss, just head to FanDuel Sportsbook app to get your pick in. It's absolutely free. Then tune in before the game to see if Gronk makes or misses. You'll have a shot at $10 million, a share of $10 million in bonus bets if you're right. If you're new to FanDuel, just visit FanDuel.com/Jansen to sign up. That's FanDuel.com/Jansen. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over and present in Michigan. No purchase necessary. $10 million prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick. Prize issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 24-hour traffic center, pretty good news. That crash along westbound I-696 at Evergreen finally cleared, right along with southbound I-75 at McNichols. That crash is cleared. Not so lucky when it comes to the crash serious along southbound US 23 at 96. They've decided to shut down the entire stretch behind that crash. I'll keep you posted. I'm Del Berry with traffic.
The Detroit Pistons play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pre-game Wednesday night at 6:35 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. This is Boomer Science with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Why are millionaire athletes taxed at between 35 to 40%, while billionaire owners might be taxed at only 12%? According to ProPublica, it's because athletes are taxed on wages, while owners are generally taxed on assets, including their sports franchises, of course, which they can legally, by the way, turn into amortizable monster tax deduction machines. I'm Boomer Esiason.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Okay, picture this. It's Friday afternoon when a thought hits you. I can spend another weekend doing the same old whatever, or I can hop into my all-new Hyundai Santa Fe and hit the road. With available H-Track all-wheel drive and 3-row seating, my whole family can head deep into the wild. Conquer the weekend in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. 2024 Santa Fe available early 2024.
One more reason to choose Michigan Auto Law.
What if there were a Consumer Reports for lawyers?
What law firm would it say is the best for auto accidents? Well, there is. Actually, there are two. Michigan Lawyers Weekly newspaper calls Michigan Auto Law the best in the business. Attorney at Law magazine said Michigan Auto Law's record of verdicts and settlements over the past 17 years eclipses every other law firm in the state. If you've been hurt in a car or truck accident, do your research.
Autolaw.com.
The Monster Energy AMA Supercross season races into Detroit.
Let's see what they've got.
Emotions run high as the world's best leave it all on the track. Save big on tickets at any participating Kroger with a $50 savings code when you buy Monster Energy. Restrictions may apply. Be sure to catch all the Supercross action this Saturday at Ford Field. For tickets, visit supercrosslive.com, an SMX Championship Series event.
The Progressive Detroit Boat Show.
So many boats and brands under one roof.
Electronics, engines, accessories, and gear this Sunday at Huntington Place.
DetroitBoatShow.net.
What are you waiting for? It only takes an hour for you to have your child's heart screened. Get your kid's heart checked at the Max and Deborah Ernst Heart Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Details at 971theticket.com. Sponsored by Priority Health and Total Healthcare Foundation.
The Detroit Red Wings host the Ottawa Senators. Pregame Wednesday at 6:45 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Shotgun snap, Purdy back, pressure comes, Purdy gonna get hit, throws as he does, picked up by the Lions, intercepted, comeback left side. That is Malcolm Rodriguez, who is shoved out of bounds inside the 25 and down to the 20-yard line. Rodrigo with the pick.
And then a penalty on City Deuce that hurt, but they ended up scoring anyway, so it didn't affect them. It's a stupid-ass penalty. 248-539-9797. Some more texts. We all watched it. The players and coaches let it slip away. They lost it. Thankfully, it wasn't decided by a highly questionable ref call. Another thing that sucks about the Lions' loss is the Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl. Yay, how boring. Same freaking teams in the game in, year out. Nothing changes, including SOL. That's from Ryan in Waterford. Well, the Chiefs have the best player in football, so that's what happens. I'm reminded of the pre-97 Wings. Need to take a few L's to build. Hopefully you're right. My relationship with the Lions is exactly like the last caller. I'm 43. We may never be up 17 with 30 minutes to go to the Super Bowl again. Very excited about the future, but that's just the truth. Everyone is sugarcoating Dan Gamble. Great season, congratulations, but his play calling the second half was terrible. Points are a premium in the playoffs, and that fourth down call with a minute left in a two-score game was the worst call I've ever seen. Well, I don't know which one you're talking about. The 4th and 2.
No, the third and goal.
Yeah, that was awful.
One. You can't run the ball there. You've got to be able. It's either throw for a touchdown, or you throw it out of bounds.
Correct. On the position after the miracle IU catch, I said aloud to everyone I was watching with, just don't turn it over here, we're okay. Fumble! That's the Detroit Lions we know. And if Reynolds catches the 4th and 2, the rest of the bad stuff likely doesn't happen. He is Scott Norwood. That's it. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Let's go to Steve in Detroit. What's up, Steve?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I don't know if you guys remember me calling in, before the whole train started with the Lions and everybody was making predictions, and I was saying about this Dan Gamble stuff. I was saying that one of these games is going to rear its ugly head. I think we've entered an era where offensive coordinators and coaches are trying to put their stamp on the games, and they do things that traditional football goes against. I don't care about these metrics and all these analytics they use. Sometimes it's just like me having a job, and you got a manager managing a plant. He sees where to put the most productive workers to get the work done. That's his job, is to put you in the best position to succeed. Dan Campbell going for these 4th downs all year. Everybody bought into it. It was all giddy, Dan Gamble and all of this. But at the end of the day, the head coach's responsibility is to make sure the players are in the best position to succeed. Yes, Reynolds dropped the ball. but you did not put them in the best situation to succeed. If I rush for 100+ yards in the first half, you know what this game reminds me of? It reminds me of the Falcons in the Super Bowl. You outwitting yourself. This is the third instance that I can remember of coordinators or coaches trying to do something to put a stamp on the game and make, like with Seattle throwing the ball at the goal line. It's the same type of thing to me.
I understand, and I somewhat agree on those calls because I didn't like them either. But my point is, it's not the main reason they lost the game. The players, even when players make mistakes, coaches make mistakes. And if the coach makes a mistake, a strategic mistake, but still through that play, should the players in a good position to make that play, yeah, Dan Campbell should be faulted, but Josh Reynolds can't be doing his Edward Scissorhands imitations.
That's true, but it's just like I just said, to me, a coach is not, I'm playing Madden. When we play Madden, there's no such thing as a fork.
Hold on one second.
I don't see this as playing Madden.
No,
I see this as I'm putting my players in position. I trust them to make plays. Jared Goff, offensive line, made the plays. Josh Reynolds didn't.
Yeah, and then the other thing is
in that one instance,
and it's not and Steve, it's not analytics or Madden when you look back. And what was it? 18 of 21 times this season, right? 18 of 21, fourth and less than 3 yards. They converted.
Fourth and 3 or less.
They converted
in the other team's territory.
Yeah, they converted. So it's not.
Sometimes success is not good in every venue. You shouldn't be relying on fourth downs that much. That shouldn't be a staple part of your game.
Well, that's part of the reason they're
fourth
here.
Downs do happen.
That doesn't exactly. That doesn't make it right or not.
I mean, would you rather convert on third? Sure.
Yes.
Would you rather convert on first?
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
There's no denying that this team's DNA is taking these risks and going forward on fourth down. Okay, I have no problem with that. I think the stat proves they're very successful at it. The argument here is philosophical. Is it worth it at 47 yards with your kicker, and he's 82% career from that range, to take the 3-score lead? So you're arguing 86 versus 82. Well, that's a wash, right? So it just comes down to, philosophically, was it more right to try to take a 3-score lead than it was to kind of do what you did all year? That's an in-game difference where I think I think it's fair to say, it tweak.
You could, yes, but you also have, looking at it, you put your player in position to be successful.
Yeah, he should have caught the ball. I don't disagree with that, but I'm kicking the ball before that ever comes into play because I'm considering that there is a chance players can drop balls and all that stuff in those situations.
You can also miss kicks.
Exactly, John, and it's like I think. It's the fact that I could have gone up 3, and I could have had the same score I had at halftime 8 minutes deeper into the game.
And I'm kicking to tie the game when it's 27-24.
That's the one where I'm going to kick.
Yeah.
But if you truly go to who he is,
he's going for the win. Then
they probably go for it every time, but that takes you back to halftime. I truly believe this. This is settling in for me this morning. You get him maybe off the record. He admitted a few things to us in camp this year that he wishes he would have done differently. I think he is going to regret actually not going for it at the end of the half. That's what this team did all year. That's what would have gave him a 3-touchdown lead. We would sit here and hindsight it if he didn't convert. But if they did, do you think they lose that game last night?
Well, probably not, but you never know.
That's 28-7 if you make the extra point.
Dan in Detroit, what's going on? Dan? Danny?
Good morning, fellas.
What's up?
Good morning.
Good, man. I'm going to take a different perspective from this.
Okay.
Because all year long we watched the Lions, right, in situational football in the second half. Like, they'll dominate the first half, and we'll be like, oh, they're all good. And then we'll get to the second half, and we'll be like, well, what happened? Like, I literally watched that all year long. So my blame goes to Dan and Brad Holmes. Because we watched Cam Sutton when Mosley went down. Mosley only played for like 2 games, I believe.
Not even.
Cam Sutton has been the guy. No, 2 plays, excuse me. Yeah, Cam Sutton has been the guy all year long. And, yeah, he's had his moments where he's been really good, but he's also had more moments that I've seen where he's really, really bad.
Oh, the last five games, leading up to yesterday, yes, he was horrible.
And we never addressed that.
Well,
we never addressed the middle of our defense at the trade deadline. We could have brought in Sweat and a couple other guys that might have made an impact, might have not. We'll never know. So since football is situational, and in a lot of situations where the Lions have been lacking all year long, we never addressed that issue.
Well,
and now, football, they
weren't going to get Sweat because even if they offered the same thing Chicago did, that pick of the Bears is much better than the Lions pick. Chase Young, yeah, I think he made one play yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
So, look, yes, could they have done something better in the back end? Yeah, but sometimes that didn't work out either. Ask Philly fans how the acquisition of Kevin Byard worked out. He was not very good. 97-1 the team.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headlines from the Planet Fitness Studio. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Twin Peaks. So, Tigers pitchers and catchers report on February the 14th. Unfortunately, we do have to move past Detroit football right now. The season ended with a thud in San Francisco, an extremely chippy game, which the Lions completely controlled in the first half, and then all Niners in the second half. The 17-point turnaround was the second biggest conference championship comeback ever, as San Francisco eventually won 34-31. Kyle Shanahan crediting Brock Purdy's multiple long open field scrambles as the difference between winning and losing. In the end, still one of the most successful seasons in franchise history, although Dan Campbell said it felt like they had their hearts ripped out of their chests. It was their 12th straight road playoff loss, a streak that's been plaguing them since 1957. So now on February 11th, it'll be the Niners versus Chiefs again. KC upsetting the Ravens in Baltimore 17-10 in the AFC title game. The Chiefs will try to go back-to-back. Before that, the Pro Bowl games will be next weekend. A 120-104 victory for the Pistons. They were 12.5-point underdogs against the vaunted Oklahoma City Thunder, but they ran them off the floor at Little Caesars Arena. Also, new Michigan head coach Sharon Moore was introduced over the weekend. He said he's putting in a huge priority on recruiting, and the first thing to do on his list is to put together a staff for their players. From the Corewell Health Sports Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you very much, Chris. 248-539-9797. You know, John, weird things always enter my mind.
Yeah.
This isn't exactly weird. If San Francisco wins the Super Bowl, you think the Lions start the season in San Francisco on Thursday night like they did this year? They got to play them.
Yeah. My mind hasn't gone there yet.
That's something I thought of.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your mind.
Thank you. 248-539-9797. By the way, happy birthday from yesterday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Today's Grand Slam Ellie.
I know. Happy birthday, Ellie. And there was Lucy yesterday as well, correct? Yep. Happy birthday to Lucy.
Very expensive December and January.
Yes. Did you, because I tweeted out the picture yesterday, wishing you happy birthday with me with the double bird.
Yes.
Did you see one of the comments from somebody? Glad to see you were hanging out with your grandfather, John.
Let's see, 65 and 48. No, you couldn't be my grandfather. You could be my dad.
Had a kid really early in life, right?
You had some risky behaviors.
Not till college. High school, no. I was too worried.
Your first drink, it was like 13.
No.
At band camp, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a camp, yeah. But I was like in bed. I got woken up and I had some, the hell was that called? Malt liquor. Marcus in Macomb, you're a 97-1 The Ticket.
Tony Jansen, good morning, brother.
How are you, buddy?
Good morning.
I'm doing well. I have a different perspective on what went on. I've been listening all morning. I'm a faithful caller, long-term listener. I love the Lions. You know, I am a fan. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I'm a real fan. And my perspective on it is, you know, it's like a marriage. You know, you guys have been married 27 years. It's like if your wife do something stupid, you just like, well, I'm going to divorce you now because you won't got the pass. You made the wrong play. You didn't kick the field goal. You know, and as a fan, not a bandwagon fan, I've been hearing so many bandwagon fans calling this morning. It just making me sick to my stomach. Last year we finished 9-8. This year we finished 12-5. Listen, 12-5 in 2 playoff games and the division. What are they crying and pissing and moaning about?
Well,
pissing and moaning?
because when you're up 17 points
You had a
with
great
30
opportunity.
minutes left to go to the Super Bowl, that's why we're pissing and moaning.
I totally understand, Stone. Totally. I was that guy at that game when they lost the 16th game. I'm an 0-16 fan, and I totally get it. But you know, baby steps. Baby steps. We did so much better than 30-something years before this. And, you know, I'm just encouraged of the future of the Lions, that we are going somewhere. You know, and all these people calling, I done heard SOL this morning. Are you kidding me?
No, I agree with you on that. And Marcus, you like the process that every fan is going to go through to get to where you are. I'm where you are. I'm already looking at the future, and I'm excited about Brad Holmes and the draft and free agency and Dan Campbell, the way he leads. I'm excited about that, but not everybody is where we are just yet.
Okay.
Because we're hurting. We're hurting big time. Couldn't sleep last night.
Yeah, and I couldn't either. I wasn't going to sleep either way. Whether they won and you're celebrating, thinking about Vegas, or you lose in heartbreaking fashion. But everybody is going to process it differently. And those that call up today, I'll give everybody a free pass. I don't think those 3 letters were in effect at all yesterday or this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure one moment applied last night to SOL. If you want to put the total thing of blowing it, I guess maybe.
The Ayuk play maybe, but other than
that might be one we circle down the road. But there was no guarantee they were going to win the game if that ended up being incomplete.
Yeah.
You know,
right?
Like the Sterling Sharp play back in the day,
right?
You know, and I look. I think the golf criticism call that we got today was a little unreasonable. I think the best comment I've heard today is for that caller, people are freaking out a little bit. They squandered a
great opportunity.
A great opportunity to go to their first Super Bowl last night.
Yep.
You can say they gagged it, choked it. I think that's a little heavy, but squandered it because a lot of players and the coaches were responsible. I think Ben Johnson deserves a little bit of blame last night. Again, apparently there's some problem with this team most third quarters in terms of the way they play offensively.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, somebody last night on the postgame show called it the turd quarter because Dan Campbell doesn't want any.
Very witty.
I go back.
No, I think it's actually.